It's Chris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmesurge. Head to cosmesurge.com.
All right, here we are. Chris Fade, Caroline Stanbury. It's Chris and Caroline's Not That Epic. Is that what we came up with?
Yeah, we did.
This is cool.
This is the first. We're launching.
This and
I feel it.
You
It
like
feels
it?
good, guys.
Thanks.
Feels natural.
well, this is what we want. We want it to be natural. And Caroline and I were only just sort of
You could be like Chrysaline.
Chris. Well,
No.
yeah.
Chrysaline.
You guys have like aligned? No, too far.
That's
far.
that's actually not bad.
I came up with like currently Caroline, just Caroline,
Oh,
anything.
It's just all about you.
Yeah. and
She's-
he was going to
There
back
is
me
no
up.
Chris.
She sent me 50 names. Not one of them mentioned
It's
me.
like currently Caroline, all about Caroline, and sometimes Chris.
She said Caroline and another guy.
Oh, yes, the Aussie Lebanese guy behind me.
So I think she wanted to cut me out here and there. Hey, but here we are. We're here. And Caroline, you have brought a friend to our first ever podcast.
I have. She's one of my closest friends, and we're here in Dubai, and she's been visiting and doing all the sites and everything else. And I thought, what a great way to start, right?
Very good start, we'd like to say. We think I believe we've started too high.
Yeah,
So this
I
could
think so as well.
This could hurt us. Nicole Scherzinger with us. No, but honestly, I think like Caroline, you've set the bar high. You understand this.
I know. I'm kind of screwed. No, I can't say that.
No, you can say
Oh, I
screwed.
can say
Yeah, no, it's
screwed.
all right. This is
I'm
okay.
screwed here. I don't know where to go from here, but yeah.
So have you ever?
Wait, can you guys say my name? No
I
one's
said
even
it. No, I
announced
said it.
me.
I said. I'm gonna. All right, hold on.
Dun 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 dun.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Ooh, good luck, guys. Chopping this one. Just joking.
It's true.
I'm joking.
Nicole doesn't know whether she wants to run for the hills right now. She's like, why am I here?
I'm the first.
You
I'm
are-
honored.
Has Caroline got you involved in many things before where you're sitting there going, what am I doing here?
Yes. Yes.
What were the other things?
Just dinners.
Oh, yes. She does get rolled out for, special occasions at some point. And like, I do inappropriate things and she gets upset with me. I give her a microphone when she doesn't want a
Oh
microphone.
my gosh. She's like worse than my mom.
Yeah.
She's like saying always now. And I'm like, but no.
Children's birthdays, really inappropriate times. And she's like, absolutely not.
Mitzvahs.
Yes. But
How did you guys meet?
we met in London.
Mm-hmm.
We met at a dinner. I was in bed and
Hold on.
No, well, not when I met
Okay,
her.
all right. I'm
Calm
just.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't get too excited.
Okay.
I got out of bed to meet her. But I was in London and my friend said, you have to meet this person. And he wouldn't tell me who it was. And he was like, you're just going to love her. And I was like, I live 40 minutes from London. I was like, I'm really not. At 7 o'clock, I was like, I can't be bothered to go. So I cancelled. And then I got this really shirty message back. You need to be there. This dinner is for you. So I'm an hour and a half late, and Nicole sat there at dinner with a mutual friend of ours. It was just them, because I always feel at these kind of dinners, you're usually a seat filler. And you always have, like, what do you call them? Entourage?
Yeah.
You have entourage.
No, I'm very chill. I roll pretty simple. I was cool. She showed up. It was okay. I'm usually always late, so I
It was
understand when
okay.
people are late.
It was okay. Thanks.
Meaning it was okay that you were so late.
Oh, okay, fine.
So you rocked up. How late was it?
About an hour and a half.
That was rude.
Well, I mean, I didn't do it on purpose. I live quite far away. I had cancelled.
Okay. And instantly, was there like an attraction of okay, I can be
No,
friend?
not at all.
Okay, awesome.
There's definitely not an attraction
Two
there.
completely different humans. We're
Yeah.
like, what? No,
Because they say that within about 2 seconds of meeting someone, you instantly know if it's someone you're going to click with or not click with.
You have not met Nicole. She does not. Like, every time I think she's actually clicked with somebody, she's like, who?
it takes a little to get me out of my shell. I'm not like, she is the opposite of me. She's like Miss Socialite. She loves everybody. Everyone knows her, talks.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I'm more of an introvert.
So yeah, you're because I've only known Caroline for about 6 months, and we randomly were on a
I
flight
speak
together.
to him more than my husband at this point.
It's true stuff.
Babe, you speak to everyone more than your husband. I'm joking.
He might be listening.
I love your husband, by the way.
I
He's
love
amazing.
Jem. Everyone
Jem-
loves Jem.
Jem. Honestly, everyone loves your husband, Jem. He's just such a nice
He's the
guy,
best.
man. He is.
He is. I'm married to
We
him.
all speak to Jem more than you speak to him.
It's true. So we were randomly on a flight. I was going to LA, and then the next thing I know, thanks to Instagram, I'm on Caroline's stories, and I see that she's packing to go to LA. So I was packing to go to LA, and I message her, "What flight are you on?" She's like, 8:10 from Dubai to LA, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" She's like, "Same flight."
17 hours together, Nicole. 17 whole hours
Couldn't
to speak
run.
to him.
Nicole, I couldn't
He was
run.
trapped. He was trapped in a cabin with me.
So how did that flight go, guys?
He thought I died on it.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me tell you what happened. So we get on the flight, and it is a long flight, and there is a bar at the back where Nicole wanted to hang out for a while.
You mean Caroline?
Caroline, sorry. Nicole, you were not there. I like how quick you just said, Caroline.
Carol.
So we were there, and it was great. The flight was amazing.
I may
and
have had a couple of champagne.
So, maybe 2 or 5. And then she took a natural...
2 or 10.
Yeah.
A natural melatonin.
Natural melatonin because she wanted to sleep, and I thought that was cool. Have some rest, Caroline. Now I don't know Caroline that well, but all of a sudden I felt like I had a third child. I've got 2 kids, and I was looking after a third. So then we met another guy on the flight who...
Is this a good story to tell?
Yeah, this is a great story to tell.
All right, fine.
This is a great story to tell. And then we met another guy who he said to us, "Oh, by the way, I'm a doctor, and if you need something to really sleep,
I can knock you out.
yeah,
Wow.
I can get you to sleep between 7 to 9 hours."
And I was like, great, that sounds amazing. I need that. He's going, please don't
So-
take it.
I'm like, we don't even know this guy. Who knows if he's a doctor? And you've just popped
Right?
some melatonin pills.
Yeah.
Like, this is just, let's keep it natural.
Yeah.
So, of course, I took it.
She consumed it.
Of course.
And I went to bed. And I slept like a baby. I still suck my thumb. So I'm lying there, sucking my thumb, sleeping like a baby. And apparently,
If there is a doctor on board, could they make their way immediately and let them be known to air staff?
I sat there and just went, oh my gosh, she's dead.
Wait, so he comes running down the aisle, okay?
Yeah.
Running down the aisle. And if I wasn't dead before, the fright of him, like, almost killed me. Plus the grey hairs I got from this.
But that was my first real experience with
And you were
Caroline.
just sound asleep.
Sound asleep.
Done.
Well, I
Sleeping
was,
Beauty.
like, completely sucking my thumb in La La Land. It was another man that was dying in the back.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was not
was
me.
he okay?
Well, no, I don't know,
No.
actually.
Wow.
I like how you casually just went, there's another guy dying in the back.
Was he okay? I don't
He was
know.
okay. Yeah. I don't know. I had a great sleep, though. I did 8 hours.
Had a strong 8.
I'm friends with the doctor now that gave me that pill. I see him every week.
Oh my god.
He still messages me, no joke.
I'm sure he does.
We love you, Jem.
Yep. He was the guy that was on the plane was all right. He had a really low blood pressure. I checked up to
Blood
find
pressure.
out blood pressure, and he was okay.
Thank you,
That was-
Chris.
that
I'm
was
glad
it. On my
someone was
behalf.
concerned.
So it's the first podcast. We came up with the name. What was it? What's it called? Say it.
Chris and Caroline, not that epic.
Not That Epic podcast. And our first guest, Nicole Scherzinger. Thank you so much again for joining us here.
I hope I'm not a part of that title, not that epic as well.
Well, actually, yeah, we might have to.
Jingle that.
Well, it is. No, what I love about the name is we've set the expectation so low.
I'm so happy to be the first on your Not That Epic show. Is that a good thing or?
It will be, actually. It's going to be pretty epic. It's gonna
Okay, so we haven't passed anything through that we're going to be talking
That's
about.
what it should be called. It's going to be pretty epic, but not that epic.
That's quite long, though. Can we get
Yeah.
that
That's
out?
what I call her. I say you're the worst. You're the best, but you're really the worst.
She's the best. No, she's the worst of being the best, or the best of being the worst.
The best at being the worst.
How's this first podcast going? Are you on social network a lot? Like, do you follow what's
No.
going on? No.
I'm horrible.
She doesn't watch TV or do like
Social
anything
media.
like that.
So what do you do when you're not obviously working or doing this sort of stuff? The most amazing podcast show that you've ever been on.
That's the most epic, but not that epic.
That's right. What do you? I mean, what are you doing? Are you? If you're not watching, do you read?
Sometimes I have a million books that I've started and never finished.
But
One
you
of those
do a lot of
girls.
self-help. You love all that.
Yep, I'm always working on myself. I'm always writing. I'm just constantly working, I guess.
She loves
I
like
listen to music.
Tony Robbins and
I love.
people like
Oh my
that.
gosh, I'm seeing Tony Robbins. He's coming
Yeah.
to Dubai
Yeah.
in I think about in September. I love Tony Robbins. Do you know Gary V? Do you follow Gary V?
No, I don't.
Follow Gary V. Amazing. He came through Dubai, and I had a chance to catch up with Gary V. Amazing. Like sort of like. I want to say it's Tony Robbins, but a little bit raw. It's raw what comes out of his mouth, and these sort of things I really love. Caroline, you are obviously on social network. You follow it.
Yeah.
Do you get offended if someone tags you or says something bad about you, or you don't care?
I don't care.
See, I'm very sensitive, so that's why I have to stay away from it.
Really?
You're
Oh,
sensitive if you read a bad comment about yourself?
I try not to. Yeah.
But you would have a million amazing comments, and that one would affect you.
Well, I have the best fans, so I think if people like
They
say
jump
something
in.
negative, my fans go crazy. I have the best fans in the world.
That
So-
really happens. It's all about one or two that come in, and then they all jump on the bandwagon and take them all down.
I guess like it kind of makes me laugh too, because then sometimes they're just so stupid and silly. The things that they say, it's like, really, what are you doing with your life?
I love this
Seriously.
saying. It's the ones that love you will always love you. The ones that hate you make you.
That's right.
Well, it's usually the ones that hate you are following every step of your career, following everything that you're doing. They know everything about your life, yet they don't want to support you in that sort of sense. And I think it just comes down to jealousy, I would say.
I don't understand why, if you hate somebody, following somebody so much, unfollow. There's a button right there.
Yeah.
It's like it's unbelievable to me. They're like, you're this, you're vacuous, you're that, all these things, and then I'm like, just press the unfollow button. You don't have to watch anymore.
How often are you on? Are you on Instagram? Like how many?
Way too much, Chris.
So the guys, the guys from Instagram told me on average in this region, the Middle East region, that people will log into or go check their Instagram around 33 times a day.
Oh, way more than that.
Yeah, same with me. I was like, dude, I'm 150 times a day.
Me too.
So you're like that. And Nicole, you're obviously on Instagram, but you're not really checking it.
No, I try not to. I wish that I were better at it.
She's
Okay.
more productive than us, clearly. She gets stuff done, and we obviously do not.
Yep. We're busy. We're busy on Instagram.
Yeah, we're busy.
This is our first ever podcast. We've called it the Not So Epic. I forget the name. We really got to get
It's
this
gonna
name.
be it's gonna be epic, but not so epic show.
It's
Yeah.
going to be epic, but not so,
So
epic
epic
show
show.
with Chris and Caroline and our first guest. Let's give her a little round of applause. I think we need to do that. Nicole Scherzinger, thank you. Thank you.
Nicole.
Thank you so
love
much.
you.
I hope I'm part of the it's gonna be epic part.
Yep.
You're definitely the epic part.
This is you are the only part really at this stage. We're just filling this in. Final segment of our first ever podcast is because I've been told to keep it under a 15-minute period because people drop out.
After that.
Yeah, so
They
if
drop out after like 15 seconds.
hello,
Not with
God.
us. Not with us, but thanks.
So if you
No, I mean like on social media and stuff,
Yes,
right?
no,
That's
you're
their
right.
attention span.
So if you're still watching this, or if you are still listening to it,
Or you care.
we would like you to follow us on our Instagram page.
Are we starting one?
We haven't set it up yet, but we should set it up now.
But we're going to set it up.
But we can, Chris and Caroline's
Not so epic.
Not so. That's
show.
too hard to follow on
It's too
Instagram.
hard.
It's like someone's out. What's
too
your
long.
podcast? It's Chris and Caroline's Not So Epic podcast. Follow us. Huh?
Just Chris and Caroline.
Why
can't
would
we
I
just-
follow that?
I don't know.
We'd have to. We got to come up with it. If you weren't doing what you were doing now, what would you want to do?
Me or her?
But all of us are going to answer this question right now.
Oh.
So if you obviously we are all doing something with our lives. Someone in this room's doing a lot better than the other two.
Rude.
But if you weren't doing what you were doing now, what was it back in the day? Maybe even if you were a child when you were like, oh, I want to. I work on radio. I've got a radio show, but I've always wanted to be a pilot. and that's something that I always wanted to do. But when I tried, and in a few years ago, I said to myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a pilot. And I went out there and I took the lessons. And in the first lesson, they took me up in this plane, which was about the size of my arm. I know it's big. All right.
Wow. It's big.
yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's epic. Not so much. But as soon as
Not so much.
as soon as I got up in that plane, I was freaked out. I had an anxiety attack, and I
It's
asked.
amazing for a pilot.
Yeah. Well, you know what the pilot said to me, and I didn't hear when he said it. He said, "Do you want to feel free fall?" I didn't hear the free fall, and I wasn't sure, but it was all loud, and I just went, "Okay." And then he says to me, hold your hands up high onto this railing. He turns the engine off on this little thing that we're flying. He just turns the engine off. So I see this thing go. Silence.
So your
we drop.
guts are just in your
Yeah,
mouth right
that's
now.
what he wanted me to do on my first ever lesson.
up?
So we were just dropping,
Oh my
and I'm like,
gosh.
it's roller coaster feeling, but worse. I'm like,
Way worse.
Okay, and then.
Oh my God, I would never go on a plane again, ever.
Yeah, and so that for
what
me.
What if it didn't start back up?
I know, seriously.
I don't know.
Like, I hope you hit him afterwards.
No, well, I never went back, and that for me was like, okay,
Your dream is over.
I don't want to be a
You
pilot,
shattered your
so I'm going to
dreams.
stick to doing what
Your
I.
childhood dreams were shattered.
100%.
Right there.
I don't ever want to. What did you want to do, or what if in another world, what would you be doing?
Well, and I actually always thought I was going to be a princess, to be honest. But
But you are.
She is.
in
You're
my
right.
own head, I am. But, yes, I really did think
That
so.
makes sense, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I truly thought that was going to be my path in life. But obviously, I'm here now. So,
But you are a princess still, right?
Not
Correct.
not bitter at all.
not bitter
Obviously,
at
Can we
all.
get can we get into that, Caroline, a little bit
Yeah.
about how the princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can have a shot at me, Chris. Go for it.
No, I'm just asking. You really wanted to be a princess. You really thought that's what was going to
Oh,
happen.
how it was going to
Yep.
happen in my head?
Yep.
Well, there were two single princes.
Okay.
Or any country. I would have taken any country's prince, to be honest. There are a lot here.
I love it.
And you can have...
I love it.
Well,
Yep.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, so, but so you were. That was what you were. That's what
I
you
was
were doing.
aiming for that. I was going to marry well.
Said any country.
Any
Hi,
country.
hi, Jem. How you doing, buddy?
We love you, Jem.
We love-
Gem's... yeah, Gem... no, well, actually, we have not discussed this before. But this was pre-Gem, so I'm allowed to have had
Of course,
my
yeah,
dreams.
before your amazing husband
before
that we
my
love.
amazing husband that
Yep.
we all love. What was yours?
Okay, me. Let's
What would you
skirt
like to
on
be?
over to me. I always wanted to be. Well, I always knew I was going to be a singer, or sing, act, and dance. Do tours, Broadway, whatever. Which I still have to do Broadway. But I wanted to be a professional surfer.
Wow. Now you were.
Stop it.
You lived in Hawaii, right? Were you in Hawaii for?
So I was born in Hawaii, but I grew up in Kentucky. So those dreams were killed because there
Shattered.
is no ocean. And
Tell him about how big your family is.
I have a very, very big family, like so big. Like in Hawaii, grandmother means tutu means grandmother, right?
Okay.
So I think my tutu has like 73 great grandchildren and
Have you
grandchildren.
ever?
Gosh.
Have you met them all?
Yes, of course I have. I know my
How?
whole family very well.
All of them?
Name them. Go.
Oh
no,
my
I'm
gosh,
joking. I'm
too
joking. 73.
Yeah, it's crazy. 'Cause my tutu, she came from. I think she had. Her mother had 18 births and 15 brothers and sisters.
My gosh.
18
18 births.
Yeah, we're of
That-
Hawaiian, Ukrainian, Filipino descent. So.
No, we need to go back to the 18 birth thing.
So 18 births. Hold on. The background was Ukrainian, Filipino, and Hawaiian.
It's actually funny that I'm talking about this now because another thing that if I didn't do professional surfing, which I'm obviously not a professional surfer.
Can you surf?
I could surf on a really long board and a really small wave.
So good.
I would have wanted to work with special needs kids. So I'm a global ambassador for the Special Olympics. And my aunt is Down syndrome, which is why I have such an affinity for
Sure.
working with special needs people. So she actually knows every single person's in my family's birthday. Like she knows every single person's birthday and their friend's birthday and who their spouse or their
amazing.
better half is.
How do you keep up with that?
I don't.
So, but you know everybody, but you can't keep up with like birthdays.
No,
not
at all.
Okay.
So you would like to be a professional surfer. Do you ever get time to surf right now? Like, do you ever, when you're touring or traveling, ever just jump out to a beach or not really?
I live in Los Angeles, and the water is, if you're from Hawaii, like you're a bit spoiled. Right?
Sure.
It has the best water ever, right?
Yep.
But so the water is a bit cold in LA, so
Yep.
you always need a wetsuit. So and it just takes so much energy now. But I wish in my mind, like I used to have like surfing posters all over my walls. I just loved it.
But why do I feel like you kind of do that with your sister?
Oh yeah, so my sister lives on a lake, and we do wake surfing. So
Yeah.
since we don't have waves there, we just create our own waves with the wake, and I'm able to surf on that, which is really fun for me.
She has gorgeous little nieces, and I always see
They're my
them.
everything.
I see them all.
We're
sort of-
we're very active. I love to just do I just love to do. I wanted to actually skydive while I was here.
I'm not doing that ever.
No, that's not going to happen. But next time you come,
Yeah.
let's make that happen.
I would love to. I've done it in Hawaii already.
I will never skydive in my life. Caroline, you'll never skydive?
Never
so glad you guys are
skydive.
not
Yeah.
coming with me.
No, you can do
No,
that.
we're gonna watch you.
Yeah, we'll watch you. We'll get you up there. We'll film the whole thing. We'll get it done. But if you ever want to
For the
skydive,
not
please.
so epic radio show, we will.
Yep.
We will
Well,
film
you guys are not going to come.
No.
You said if you ever want to skydive, well.
No, we're
No,
coming.
I can make it. We will
We'll
make
watch
sure,
you.
and we can watch you and get it all done.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind coming up on the plane and helping you out of it.
I think this would help your ratings.
That-
What, skydiving?
Skydiving?
Yeah.
Can I say that there was a dandruff shampoo company once in this region. Let me just take this hair out. They were going to pay me a good amount of money to take this hair out and jump out of a plane, right?
Oh,
my God.
gosh.
So, and I declined the good amount of money because I ain't ever going to jump out of a plane in my life, no matter how much was going to be there.
Have you
Look at
ever
your
seen this?
glorious hair.
Are
Thank
you
you.
joking?
It's
Thank
so
you.
thick.
Thank you so
I need
much.
to take this hair off him.
It's so shiny.
I
epic.
can't.
I
One
love
night
it.
when he's
Thank you.
asleep, I'm going to sneak in with scissors. It's my dream.
Does your fiance love your hair?
Yeah, she does.
She does?
I do want to get rid of it, but I've got something coming out that I have to keep the hair for.
Yeah, I understand when you're, everyone's wanting you to do all these big roles and stuff all the time.
You know how it is.
You're
So-
so
my God.
high in demand.
Caroline doesn't really understand that.
He's it's kind of like, he does this one where did I see that? It was coming out of the water like Aquaman.
Aquaman. I'm the Arab Aquaman. So
Aquaman, basically.
so
I can see that.
Thank you. Thank you
can
very
see
much. Appreciate it. We're going to have to wrap this up. We'll leave it on my hair, the highlight. And you weren't sure it was going to be epic. The first podcast is now epic.
Yeah.
And it's got to do with this hair. Please, our first guest, Caroline Stanbury, Nicole Scherzinger, thank you so much.
Thank you.
How was-
Thank you.
how was the
Chris Faye,
experience?
the Arab Aquaman.
Thank you so much.
I mean, that image is going to stay with you forever.
Thank you. How was the experience? Was it okay for you?
Riveting.
Did you like it?
I think it's going to be very successful, actually.
It will.
I think you guys are fun, but like also real.
Cool.
Oh.
Caroline, high five for the first one. There it is.
I think it's going to be pretty epic. Like not that epic, but
Pretty
kind of
epic.
epic.
Yeah. Okay. We may need to adjust the name.
It's Chris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmosurge. Head to cosmosurge.com.